Guys, what's up? That's Texan here, and I am sitting in a 2006 Saab 9.3 Aero. Now, in 2006, something really good happened to the Saab. This is the fastest one they ever made. The previous one had a 2-liter turbo. This has a 2.8-liter turbo. That makes 250 horse and 258 pound-feet of torque. As far as handling, this car delivers. Still in second gear, and I just get on it. Torquester is not too bad. The thing that surprises me about this is that it does all this while being nice and quiet. Now, the owner of this car got it all the way up in New York because this is kind of a unique one, and you probably already heard it. It is a manual transmission, which is rare because this is America and everyone likes automatics for some odd reason. The thing that I noticed about this car is not the acceleration from 0 to a 60. It is the mid-torque grunt that this thing has. Right now, I'm doing 55 miles an hour in 6th gear, and I'm gonna put my foot in it. And it's actually moving, and it's picking up steam, and it's picking up steam quite a bit. This is a turbocharged engine. Turbocharged engines usually don't do that, which means that in this case, Saab fitted a turbo that is rightly sized. And it is a gem. Even though it's small, it still provides the most amount of oomph at a low RPM. From 15,000 RPM upwards, 90% of torque is already available, which is unheard of. Usually, you know, you get with that term turbo lag. This, not so much. So right now I'm in second gear and I put my foot in it. And yes, that was 60 in second gear. Pretty good. And the brakes, I think they're pretty good as well. Obviously, I'm not gonna go ahead and do a panic stop because this is not my car. I told you that. I told you I did not do this on purpose. But we blame GM, by the way. That is definitely GM's fault. But the engine is also sourced GM, and it's an award-winning V6, so, you know. One of the other things that I can't believe on this car is how lazy you can drive it. It is so smooth, even at lower RPMs, and that's, you know, that turbo size again. You can make a boatload more power if you have a bigger turbo, but that also gives you a ton more turbo lag. This is just perfect. If you want to keep it stock, no problem. The owner, though, is going to do some things to it, and when he does, I'm probably going to be able to review it again with a little bit more audio and a little bit more go-go. But like I said, it's already pretty darn good as is.
You want to launch it this time, we can. Just do it as well.
Is there any cops around? Let's see if I can actually launch this thing. Oh, we get a Tiburon next to us. He's gonna want to race. I'm getting in the zone right here. He has his hand on the steering wheel like this. It is so on. Inch forward. Okay, that was the speed chime. I love that this thing has a speed chime. You know, you really shouldn't think that I would like driving a Saab, but I actually do. The thing that people always say about Saab drivers, at least back in the day when this was new, is that they have their nose up in the air and a hashtag elitist sticker on the back bumper. The reason why you say that is because the people that bought this could have also bought a 335i, which is a rear-wheel drive car, a faster car, and, well, it's a BMW. So it took a very specific kind of person to buy this particular car, and that is the main reason why Saab failed. They failed to capture the hearts of the young people, the young professionals. They only got, well, said elitists to buy these cars, and there are just not that many of those people around. And of course, this car is owned by a young person now. It's 10 years after its manufacturing date, and because of that, it becomes cool. And the other reason why it's cool is, you know, it was the fastest car they made ever to date. This car, this particular car, was the fastest. 0 to 60 came in tick over 6 seconds. And top speed, well, it should be able to do 155 miles an hour if you keep your foot in it long enough, which means that it is, well, faster than my Mustang because it's limited to 145. And that's pretty amazing for a car that looks like this. But talk about the looks, it's pretty unassuming. No one's gonna think that a Saab is gonna have that amount of grunt. No one. Until, you know, you come across one and they put their foot in it. And when we talk about the interior of the car, definitely a very business-like interior. Not too many frills. The dials, you know, they're dials, they're right there. It does have a cool turbo gauge that moves when you hit it. Pretty neat. So interior space, it actually has quite an ample amount. I'm 5'11", and when I'm sitting in the front, I can walk to the back and still sit quite comfortably. Trunk space is quite adequate, and it's a very good road trip car. Suspension, even though that this car is lower to the ground than the stock one by a fair bit, I mean, it sits really, really low. It makes it look really, really cool. It's not too harsh. You would think it would be, but it really isn't. There's some nasty roads up here, and I am not that bothered by it. It's not like the Abarth that I reviewed. Now the final conclusion on this car. Would I buy it? Well, I'm not a Saab person, but if I was, yeah, I probably would. It's very unassuming and has a lot of power. And if you can get over the fact that there is no real dealership anymore because Saab has gone the way of the dodo, this is a good car. It really is. I like the way it drives, and it has almost 100,000 miles on it. So build quality is pretty good, except for that shifter. So on that note, you guys take care. I hope you liked this review. I'd like to thank Peyton for letting me drive his awesome Saab 9.3 Aero, and I'll see you on the flip side. But Dutch Texan, there's no cup holders. Well, you have one right back here. Cool, huh? But wait a minute. There's one that's even cooler. Peyton. Oh yeah.